She is the worst offensive player.
She's not very offensive competent, bro.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese's missed layup.
Generational meme.
To lose the game. Here it is. Here's the video. She can rebound everything, but bro.
Angel Reese, possibly the greatest basketball player in the history of America. Oh, wow. Look at those moves. Yeah, that shot is really hard with the hoop wide open.
Who's the best player in the country?
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese stood in the middle of the paint, arms out, mouth wide open, screaming at her own teammate to clear out and give her room to work. That's the image circulating everywhere right now. And it could not have picked a worse possible moment to go viral. Because minutes after demanding that kind of space for herself, nobody within 3 feet, the floor completely hers, Reese caught the ball on a wide-open look at the rim and missed it. The Atlanta Dream lost that game to the Indiana Fever in overtime. And by the time the final buzzer sounded, a lot of people watching were asking the exact same question. If she needed that much room just to get a shot off clean, what actually happened once the room was given to her? That single moment has turned into the center of a much bigger conversation about who Angel Reese actually is right now, inside that Atlanta locker room. Is she the vocal, demanding leader she clearly wants to be seen as? Or has...
I'm thinking to myself, okay, ATL is going to actually win this game, and then we get down to the end of regulation, you guys. And I'm like, okay, Ron Howard, open three. She's going to hit it. No, she does not. Angel, you got it. Put back layup, game winner. No. And then Nas again caught it, put it up. No. I'm just like, oh my God, like, are we serious? How does that happen? And all of you guys, baby, my girl, Angel, all right, back up off her, okay? Like, back up off of Angel. We know that she missed that layup.
Her volume on the floor started to outpace her production. Once the ball actually comes back into her hands, that question isn't going away quietly. This isn't a small footnote buried somewhere in the box score. This might be the biggest storyline coming out of the entire Fever Dream rivalry this season, and it has almost nothing to do with Caitlin Clark's shooting or Indiana's depth. It's about whether Angel Reese's own teammates have quietly reached a breaking point with her. Reports and reactions out of Atlanta have painted a picture of a team that's tired, not necessarily of losing games, but of feeling like they're constantly rearranging themselves around one player who doesn't always deliver once the ball lands back in her hands. That kind of frustration doesn't build overnight. It builds one possession at a time, one missed bunny at a time, until it eventually spills out in front of cameras for everyone at home to see. And here's the part that stings the most for Atlanta fans watching this unfold. Watch the sequence closely, and it plays out almost like a joke that writes itself. Reese screams for a teammate to move out of her way.
In particular, her energy shifted. I thought when she got some of those easy baskets to go in the paint.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around. And it's
been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open.
I can't believe we had to listen to that garbage the entire halftime, the entire broadcast of the game while she is blowing the easiest first grade 1-inch layups you'd ever see. And Caitlin Clark is out there hitting logo bombs in her face, dropping 26 and 9 for 12 straight games. Instead of saying she's playing at an MVP level, they're out here glazing Angel Reese just like her fans do on social media. Caitlin Clark gets no love, not considered in the MVP conversation, will be the only player in WNBA history to be top 3 in points and number 1 in assists. And they're sitting here glazing Angel Reese. It's all about Olivia Miles and Paige Beckers, was her team's winning. She's breaking all the records.
Moves. She gets the ball in that exact open space, exactly the setup she asked for out loud. And instead of taking a controlled shot or making a smart, simple pass, she puts the ball up into a spot where absolutely nobody on the floor could do anything productive with it. Not a teammate under the rim. Not a rebounder crashing in from the weak side. Nobody at all. The possession just dies right there. For a player who's spent much of this season talking about being a vocal leader and facilitator for this roster, that kind of possession doesn't exactly support the case she's been trying to build for herself. Fans generally don't mind a player being vocal on the floor. What's harder to accept is a player demanding control of a possession, getting exactly what she asked for out loud, and then wasting it completely. That's the kind of repeated pattern that quietly starts changing how teammates look at a person during a timeout huddle, whether anyone says it out loud at a podium or not. Cameras caught more than one moment where teammates seemed to exchange quick, quiet glances after another possession went nowhere. Nobody threw their hands up dramatically.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all defend her. The score is 81-81 in the fourth quarter. 6 seconds left.
Atlanta Dream has the chance to win this game.
Then this happens.
5 seconds. Howard launches. Missed it badly. Reese the putback. Won't go. Hillman, no.
Like, I truly do not understand. Angel Reese is a professional basketball player. Why do she miss so many layups? Like, look. Layups is like the second thing that you learn when you first start basketball. The first thing is how to dribble a basketball. Then the coach will bring you down to that block, exactly where she missed that layup, and teach you how to shoot off that square. But I don't think nobody taught her.
Whatsoever.
She lost them that game. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. If she would have hit that layup, game over. Game over. I had nothing to say. That layup was wide open. If y'all don't think that was wide open, that's bullshit. Aaliyah Boston was right behind her. She could have hit that layup.
Players are trained to keep their composure. But body language rarely lies completely, and the subtle reactions on that bench told their own story, just as clearly as anything said afterward in front of a microphone. Then came the moment that actually decided the entire outcome of the game. With the score tied and the clock bleeding down in regulation, Atlanta had the exact chance every team dreams about in a hostile road environment. The ball found its way to Reese with a clean, uncontested look at the basket. Nobody around her. Nobody challenging the shot in any way. This wasn't a contested, off-balance heave thrown up under pressure with 3 defenders closing in. This was about as open as a look gets in a professional basketball game, with an entire season's narrative riding on the outcome. She missed it. The rebound came right back out live. Teammates Ryan Howard and Naz Hillman both scrambled for a follow-up attempt in the final tick of the clock, and neither one connected either. Regulation ended tied, and Atlanta had let a golden, close-range opportunity slip through its fingers.
And it just didn't go down, and then we had to try to compete in overtime. I thought players try to execute the game plan really well, especially defensively. It's just disappointing to come up short. We just had to move on to the next play. We did what we didn't run there was supposed to be one screen in there, and we kind of forgot the screen. But then Rye, took the shot, and we told those two to, really crash the boards and give us a second chance. They both did exactly what we asked for them. And then we got 2 looks, right at the end of the game that, could have won it for us, but, they rolled out. Just kind of a bad break.
In the worst possible way. The frustration on Reese's own face afterwards said everything words didn't need to. She stood there for a second, eyes closed, clearly replaying the shot in her own head, and clearly not happy with what she saw. Missing a shot like that, in front of a packed arena, with an entire rivalry storyline hanging over the afternoon, that's not something that's easy to shake off in a split second. But reacting with visible frustration after the fact doesn't undo what already happened. And it definitely didn't undo the overtime period that followed, where Indiana pulled steadily away and calmly finished the job. This is what really set social media on fire within minutes of the final buzzer. As Reese stood there processing the miss, cameras caught Caitlin Clark walking calmly past her toward the Fever bench with a clear, unmistakable smile on her face. And to a lot of viewers watching live, it looked exactly like laughter directed at the entire situation.
Know that everyone says that mic and drills don't work for basketball, but if there's one person on the face of this raggedy planet that needs to do mic and drills until their wrists fall off, it is Angel Reese. I have never seen a human miss that many point-blank layups regularly. Angel Reese, she doesn't just see everybody, oh, she missed the game winner and her palms are sweaty. Nah, she misses regular lays all the time. The little putbacks, the million rebounds is a symptom of her missing point blank layups. Is she left-handed? Because it's always a right-handed. I promise you, with the same coverages she has to get through, I can score that. I can do that. Father of three, regular nigga. Right? I promise you.
The Dream have the ball for the last shot. Game's tied. And Angel Reese has a bunny layup basically by herself, uncontested, and she cannot make that layup. She had 14 rebounds yesterday, 5 of them offensive. I'm not sure how many were off her own misses because I was at camp and got home for the end of regulation and then overtime. But her missing that layup, you just knew. And she looked kind of crestfallen, and she should be, because you ought to be able to make a damn layup.
Nobody can say with total certainty what Clark was actually reacting to in that exact split second. But context matters here, and it's brutal for Atlanta no matter how you slice it. The internet had spent weeks building this exact matchup up as Reese versus Clark, another round in a rivalry that Atlanta had actually gotten the better of earlier this season. And in the one moment that mattered most, with everyone tuned in specifically for this kind of storyline, Clark looked calm, composed, and completely in control, while Reese looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her whole. That's the exact piece that turns a simple missed shot into a viral, inescapable moment overnight. It's not just that Reese missed the layup. It's that Clark's expression, whether intentional or completely incidental, became the perfect visual summary of the entire afternoon for millions of people scrolling their phones. One player delivered when it counted. One player didn't deliver at all. The cameras happened to catch both reactions back to back, and the internet did the rest of the work on its own. Here's exactly where the disconnect really starts to show.
In particular, her energy shifted. I thought when she got some of those easy baskets to go in the paint.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around.
It's been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open.
I can't believe we had to listen to that garbage the entire halftime, the entire broadcast of the game while she is blowing the easiest first grade 1-inch layups you'd ever see. And Caitlin Clark is out there hitting logo bombs in her face, dropping 26 and 9 for 12 straight games. Instead of saying she's playing at an MVP level, they're out here glazing Angel Reese just like her fans do on social media. Caitlin Clark gets no love, not considered in the MVP conversation, will be the only player in WNBA history to be top 3 in points and number 1 in assists, and they're sitting here glazing Angel Reese. It's all about Olivia Miles and Paige Beckers, which her team's winning. She's breaking all the records.
Best player. If your best player for Atlanta could make a layup, I wouldn't have this gleeful smile that I have on my face right now. It's a layup. You're 1 foot away. Make it, please. You have a fast break layup by yourself early in the game. How you shoot fast break layups at 50? Fast break layups by yourself at 50%. I don't know. I can't explain it. But Caitlin Clark, 26 points today.
That's the real gap between the flashy headline stat line and what actually happened once the game hung in the balance. A double-double looks impressive sitting inside a highlight graphic during a broadcast. It means a whole lot less in the locker room when the player attached to it finishes scoreless during crunch time and misses the exact shot that ends up deciding the outcome. Head coach Carl Smesko sat down for his post-game press conference and tried to stay diplomatic, the way coaches are trained to after a heartbreaking loss. But watch the footage back closely, and the frustration is sitting right underneath the surface the entire time. Reporters kept steering the conversation back to that final possession, and every time, you could see him choosing his words carefully, almost visibly biting back a stronger reaction. He referenced the final minute of the game multiple times during that press conference, circling back to it again and again, even after reporters had moved on to other questions, almost like he couldn't fully let it go. When a coach keeps returning to the exact same closing stretch unprompted, over and over, that
first part about her missing this shot for the game, it's not necessarily that she missed it, it's the reaction to it. After she missed, this Caitlin Clark walking past laughing, bro. And y'all know how these two fan bases are, so they are loving this picture right here. The main reason it bothers me too is because it makes it so easy to overlook everything else that she actually does on the court. Like defensively and obviously rebounding wise, bro, she's incredible. I just need her to fix this so they have something else that they have to say.
Usually means it's eating at him far more than his measured tone is letting on. Teammates, for their part, did exactly what teammates are trained and expected to do in that situation. Alisha Gray, who put up a career-high 32 points in the losing effort, spoke to reporters afterward and defended Reese publicly, saying no single person lost the game, that it was a collective team effort from start to finish. That's the correct, professional, locker room-approved thing to say after a tough loss. And on the surface, it sounds like total unity. But notice what's carefully missing from that response. Nobody flatly denied that Reese's miss was the single biggest moment of the entire game. Nobody said the loss had nothing to do with her specifically. The defense offered up afterward.
You started that with a 7-0 run. How did you kind of get things going for your team?
Yeah, I mean, I was playing like in the beginning, but it's a game of runs. You got to put that in your back pocket just because you know you have teammates that have your back.
Pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle. To OT we go.